Good morning. My name is Mark Johanson, and I'm the Minister of Music at Ascension Lutheran Church in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm sharing this video today because I was thinking about something recently, which is the title of my position here at Ascension. It's called Minister of Music. You know, in 2010, Ascension Lutheran Church elected to begin searching for a music director. And they didn't just say music director. They didn't just say, oh, we need somebody to play the organ or the piano or something like that. They said, we want to hire a minister of music. And so they began a search process. Lo and behold, about a year and a half later, they found me. And coming fresh out of college, I kind of thought, gee, you know, this sounds cool. It sounds like a neat position. It's a neat church. I think I could really use my gifts here. And indeed, I feel like I have over the last 6 years. But the title Minister of Music is something that I really have to think about every once in a while, because indeed the responsibilities that I have on a Sunday morning are to play music, to lead the assembly, the congregation in song, both with psalmody and hymnody, but also with repertoire and things like that for offertories and preludes and whatnot. Of course, there's also the responsibility of leading ensembles and working with the choir, the handbells, working with children, adults, everybody from age 1, 2, 3 years old, all the way up to 99, as old as they come. So this title of Minister of Music makes me think, you know, maybe I'm more than just a director of music. Maybe there is an element of ministry that is associated with music. It's not just about what we hear, but it's also about what we use music to do. So today I'd like you to think about that with me and think about how music can be used as a ministry. You know, here in Charlotte, in this community, the city is exploding with people, and people of all kinds, of all generations and cultures and races and everything like that. And the church, especially Ascension Lutheran Church, where we're located, we are very poised to be helping these people grow with their relationship with Jesus Christ. And so as I think about how music can accomplish that, I'd like to challenge you, the viewer of this video, to consider how you might make music part of a ministry that maybe you're not going to change the lives of thousands and thousands of people, but maybe you'll change it of one person, or maybe even just change it yourself. Maybe you're struggling with your relationship with Christ and you need music to help you grow in that relationship. So today I'd like to especially focus on one area, that is the chancel choir here at Ascension Lutheran Church. And you might think of them as the blue people because they wear the blue robes. But the chancel choir is, of course, the ensemble that leads the singing and worship on several occasions during the school calendar year, that is beginning after Labor Day and continuing until around Memorial Day. This ensemble is a group of dedicated adults who enjoy each other's company. We enjoy being together and making music, having fun, learning and growing. Maybe also it takes a second, we should take a second and think about what this ensemble is not. Here in America in the 21st century, we are so conditioned when it comes to music, and especially when it comes to singing, to be conscientious of our own singing, to be conscientious of how we sound when we sing. There's so much about the way that we listen to music and the way that we absorb music that anything that is less than perfect is considered unacceptable in our secular culture of music, and that's why the whole auto-tuning thing became a big deal. You know, you can't listen to the radio nowadays without hearing a popular song having been professionally mastered in a studio, either through auto-tuning or some other sort of technological advancement. A church choir doesn't have that luxury. A church choir is merely an ensemble of people who share their voices as raw as they are. And you know, sometimes I think we need to step back and realize how beautiful that actually is. How beautiful it is to hear the harmonies and the melodies that are created when people are singing with what God gave them rather than what they want their ears to hear. I think that bears repeating what I just said. It's more about what God wants to hear rather than what we want to hear. Do I wish that I directed a choir that was comprised of 80 some people and everybody sang perfectly and everything was perfect all the time? You bet I do. I'm a musician. I'm a human being. I'm that's how I'm wired, and I would love for that to be the case. But at the same time, I realize, you know, we're only able to do what we can do, and there's an incredible amount of joy in that once you really stop and think about it. No, it's not something that we're going to make. We're going to go to a recording studio and make an album for, and it's going to be a commercial success, and we're going to win a Grammy Award or something like that. That's not the point of the chancel choir or any ensemble in a church. You know, there are some churches that have professional choirs. You hear them on the radio, you might see them on PBS for a Christmas special or something like that, and that's all well and good. That's good inspiration. But yet, when we inspire each other in a rehearsal setting or an ensemble performance setting, when we are leading worship at Ascension or any other church, it's so important for us to be focusing on that important element, that it's not about the perfect notes and the perfect sound that we create. Another element of music that I'd like us to consider here is the idea that there are some people, a lot of people it seems, who tell me when I ask them, would you be interested in joining the choir? They say, oh, I can't sing. You don't want me in your choir. I can't sing. As though our chancel choir were comprised of a whole bunch of professionally trained musicians who had all gone to college and gotten music degrees. You know, it's so unfair to hear people say that and to degrade their own gifts. And perhaps, yes, of course, there are people who can't carry a tune in a bucket. I know, I'm well aware of that. But at the same time, I also wonder, are these people simply repeating a rehearsed rhetoric that has been drilled in them by somebody who maybe it was a former music teacher, who should be former, and thank you very much, should not be teaching. Someone who tells someone that they can't sing should not be a teacher. They should rather teach the person to sing. That is my soapbox, and I'm going to stand on it. You can disagree with me if you'd like. But I think that we are so, it is so important for us to be teaching one another and lifting one another up. I mean, this is a church. That's our responsibility. We should be educating one another and growing together. So maybe this season is the season that you think about putting aside that hurtful, old, rehearsed statement that someone told you one time. They said you couldn't sing, and you've just believed it ever since. You know, maybe you can prove yourself wrong. One of the things that I consider as part of my job here at Ascension Lutheran Church is to encourage people in their musical endeavors. And I can't do that when they simply tell me, oh, I can't sing, or I'm not musical, or you don't want me in the choir. I can't do anything about that then. So you have to set that aside first in order to allow me to help you to grow. And I hope you'll consider doing that this year. Maybe this is the year. And after all, this is a good year to do it. This is the 500th anniversary of the Reformation. So there's a lot of exciting things going on this year that you can be a part of. And I would love for you to be a part of. Maybe this is the year that you reform your thinking about the way that you approach music. I really appreciate you taking the time to listen to me share these thoughts. Please check out the other videos here on our YouTube channel, on the church's YouTube channel, of the things going on at the church, the music life, the worship life, everything else. May you be blessed in the music that God has given us, the ministry that God has given us here at Ascension Lutheran Church. Please allow me to be a blessing to your life in music. Thanks for listening.